She picked the wrong track.
Can you imagine owning a place like this as our little island getaway?
Here, there's someone out in the yard.
Hello!
No one there.
Someone told me a story about a woman who was restless.
This.
That's your mug, the place we got engaged.
We got engaged in Amsterdam.
That's not true, though.
This isn't me.
I don't know who I am now.
The voiceover of a girl named Eve Carver tells the audience about a story she once heard. It's a tale of a fisherman who once got caught in a storm and couldn't save his pregnant wife. After her demise, he never set foot on land again, waiting for her return until the water engulfed him too. Some still see her ghost wandering among the waves, seeking her way back to her unborn child and the life she dreamed of. The girl narrating the story believes that the fisherman's wife didn't actually perish. Maybe she got lucky. After Eva takes a swim in the sea, she and her sweetheart Peter join a married couple to chat and have drinks. The girl complains of slight dizziness, and the husband rushes to care for her even more. While Peter is talking about work matters, Eva anxiously calculates something on the calendar. The husband asked her to fill in for someone at work and promised it's the last time, but Eva reminds him that they weren't supposed to live here anyway, as he said their trip here would last no more than a couple of months, yet it has stretched into years. He promised that next spring they'll move to any place she chooses. Eva replies that here is nice, but she'd like to live in a slightly more realistic environment where they can have a child. Peter thinks she's rushing things. Peter also announces to Eve that he wants to introduce her to someone. In a conversation with her friend named Chelsea, Eva confesses that she might be pregnant. She hasn't told Peter yet because she wants to make sure there really is an occasion. Chelsea, being a young mother herself, is immensely happy for her friend. While Chelsea is enthusiastically imagining Eva's near future, the girl's gaze is drawn to a fishing boat. The story of the fisherman and his wife comes to mind. A street musician notices the girl's distracted look and offers her a boat ride. Maybe she'll find something in this little jaunt. While Eva ponders the offer, Chelsea snaps her back to reality and hurries to show her something in a shop. Later that same day, Eva made an appointment with the doctor to confirm whether she was indeed pregnant. At work, Eva witnessed the dismissal of a colleague whose place Peter had asked her to take. At home, Eva constantly caresses her belly. She really wants to share the joyful news with her husband, and soon there is a convenient opportunity. Eva noticed that in the room designated as the nursery, Peter had stacked some stationery. She started the conversation by asking what was there, and Peter replied that there had been an office relocation, so he temporarily stored his things in the spare room. Eva wanted to say that soon the room would no longer be free, but she held back. Her husband promised to clear the room right away and to do everything to make Eva the happiest. The honk of the approaching car notified the couple of the arrival of friends, Chelsea and her husband Sal, Peter's colleagues. At the party, everyone drinks champagne, but Eva secretly doesn't take a single sip. The company was having fun, toasts were made, and the evening went wonderfully. But after the party in the bathroom, Eva realizes that her cherished desire to become a mother has once again not come true. Emotions overwhelm Eva. All sounds seem to disappear. She went out to the beach to let her feelings out. She cried next to the waves when suddenly she noticed a slowly approaching female figure emerging from the sea. Eva asked the girl who she was, but there was no answer. Eva felt uneasy and returned home. But the anxiety didn't go away, and Eva went outside again and saw the girl from the sea. She stood motionless in the bushes, silently watching Eva. She became very scared and woke her slumbering husband. Peter surveyed the surroundings but found no one. He reassured his beloved, and they forgot about the situation. The next morning during a jog along the coast, Eva stared at the waves. It's hard to forget about such an incident instantly, but Eva went to work and immersed herself in the routine. During the break, she canceled the doctor's appointment. On the beach in front of the house, Eva shared with Chelsea about how much she's hurting. Eva desperately wants to become a mother, but each time she's met with disappointment. Suddenly, Eva noticed the nocturnal visitor from the sea again, walking along the beach straight toward them. From the house, Peter called out to the girls, suggesting they go to karaoke. The friend tried to persuade Eva to agree, just to distract herself a bit. But Eva was very tired and told them to go without her. At the same time, she glanced towards where she had seen the nocturnal visitor, but she wasn't there anymore. At the karaoke, everyone was having a great time. Peter got very drunk and started telling a lone beauty about his work, how the company is growing fast, and they're currently hiring. After taking a bath and seeing eerie visions, Eva, in shock as if heard a child's babbling from the depths of the house. The boiling kettle started whistling. Eva, as usual, got ready for work. She noticed some unfamiliar mug among the old ones, but she didn't pay it much attention as she was running late. Sitting at the reception, Eva saw some girl watching her from the bushes. Wanting to understand who it was, Eva called out to her, and the girl seemed to have entered the building, but instead, a whole group of potential investors came in, and that girl wasn't among them. At the end of the workday, Eva told Peter over the phone about what had happened, but he couldn't understand why a stranger would be stalking her, and overall, there must be some rational explanation for everything. Peter said he'd be late today due to dinner with a client, but in the morning they would figure out how to solve the problem. Arriving home, Eva noticed that the keychain shaped like baby shoes, hanging on the rearview mirror, had been replaced with a turtle. Eva, utterly puzzled, took off the keychain. In the morning, Eva talked to Peter about all these events, while also trying to find her favorite mug, and she stumbled upon the unfamiliar one. She asked Peter where this mug came from, and he replied that it was her favorite mug from the Oceanside Hotel, where they got engaged to save some money. However, Eva insisted that nothing of the sort had happened. They got married in Amsterdam, and that's where her favorite mug came from. But Peter objected, saying he had never been to Amsterdam. This escalated into an argument. Eva shouted that she wanted to leave the island, and in a fit of emotion she smashed the mug on the floor. Peter said he had a lot of work and had to leave, but Eva persistently asked again where her favorite mug was. Peter replied that it was on the floor and pointed to a photograph on the wall where Eva in her wedding dress stood next to Peter on the beach. Eva couldn't understand what was happening to her and why she couldn't remember any of it. Eva gathered the pieces of the mug. Peter decided to stay home. Soon he received a call and told the unknown caller on the other end that Eva was experiencing memory lapses again. They went to the doctor. Eva reflected on how she had dreamed of being a singer. She used to perform in bars, waiting to be noticed. But Peter was offered a job here, and they moved. All this time they lived here, Eva tried to convince herself that she was happy, but she missed her dream and tried to replace it with the dream of motherhood. But even that dream wasn't meant to come true. With each new disappointment, Eva's heart shattered into so many pieces that they could assemble a whole other woman from what she didn't become. Eva was tired of waiting for something and postponing her life. She shared all these thoughts with the therapist. The doctor's verdict: stress due to unsuccessful attempts to get pregnant. The outcome was the prescription of a sedative medication. Peter woke Eva up before leaving for work. She had a dream where she almost got on that fishing boat at night. Eva asked when the pills would take effect, and Peter replied that it should have already worked, considering she overslept the entire weekend. In the evening, Peter and their friends were planning to go to karaoke. He invited Eva along but didn't insist. During her jog, Eva saw the fishing boat from her dreams. But there was no time to get distracted. Eva was in a hurry to get back to work. However, she couldn't get inside the building where her workplace was because the door was locked from the inside. She knocked on the window and noticed that the same girl who emerged from the sea and had been watching her from the bushes was sitting at her desk. Eve stayed in the car and decided to follow the stranger. In the evening, sitting at a table in the karaoke bar with Peter, Sal, and Chelsea, Eva asked about the girl she had seen at the reception. She was not happy that someone had been hired in her place, especially since it was Peter who hired that girl. The family friends tried to calm Eva down, saying that her health was the most important thing right now, but Eva declared it was all useless. She went to the restroom to compose herself. In the mirror, Eva saw not only herself but also the stranger. When Eva returned, she saw the same girl on stage, singing a lively song, and everyone applauded at the end. The girl approached the table where Eva's company was sitting. Her name was Renata. Eva approached the table too, and not hiding her irritation began to question Renata about why she was hanging around her house, workplace, table, and husband. Peter hurried to calm Eva down, and then they went home. In the car, Eva asked who this girl was, but Peter stated that Eva knew her, that Renata had been their colleague for a long time. Eva screamed that none of this had happened. Then Peter showed her photos from last year's vacation, where Renata was also captured. Eva didn't understand what was happening. She didn't even know who she was anymore. Peter said she was his wife, his beloved, his only one. But a wrongly pronounced word sparked a new outburst of jealousy in Eva, and she raced to the karaoke bar in the car to wait for Renata to leave the establishment. Eva saw the girl driving to Chelsea's. At one point Eva lost sight of her, but suddenly she approached Eva from behind and asked her directly why she was following her. Eva asked her the same question, to which Renata replied that she had known Sal, Chelsea, and Peter for many years. From this conversation, Eva learned that there had once been an affair between Peter and Renata. Renata told Eva that she would still outplay her, then unlocked Eva's car. She yelled after Renata to give her the car back. Eva was sure Renata had come here on a bicycle, while she had taken Peter's car to spy. Eva grabbed the bicycle and rushed home, but couldn't open the door because the key didn't fit. Eva got inside the house through the balcony and heard sounds of passion. Rushing into the bedroom, Eva saw Renata and Peter there. The couple was startled by the unexpected intrusion, while Eva screamed that she wouldn't stay in this house any longer. Peter and Renata threatened to call the police. Eva is perplexed as to why her husband is acting like a victim. Peter claimed that Renata was his wife. Shocked, Eva realized that she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. Peter led Eva outside, suggesting they talk there. He explained that they barely knew each other, and he didn't want any trouble. Crying, Eva repeated that she was his wife, but Peter still insisted that they had only been together once. He sincerely didn't understand how she knew where his house was and didn't want to see her anymore, otherwise they would go to the police. Eva went to Chelsea's. From there, she tried to call Peter, but Chelsea told Eva that she had no husband and suggested she go to bed and think about what to do next in the morning. Eva dreamt a dream where someone was pulling her underwater again. Then she was surrounded by a crowd of passersby, and she found herself on the pier, next to the fishing boat. But was it a dream? It seems not anymore. The fisherman said that a long journey awaited her and sailed into the dark blue sea. There was a commotion in Chelsea's house. Archie the dog barked at an empty couch, waking up the whole family. Sal asked Chelsea if there was anyone else in the house besides him, their child and Chelsea herself, but she said there shouldn't be anyone. Renata gazes into the sea. On the horizon, there is a flicker of light from a departing fishing boat. Once upon a time, there was the fisherman's wife. She was in love, pregnant and very happy. Her life was just beginning. But one day a terrible storm broke out at sea. She fell overboard, and the fisherman couldn't save her. Legend has it that after her demise, her soul remained wandering the island in search of a way back. In search of the life she so craved. And one day she found it. Renata strokes her belly. The baby is about to be born. On the wall, there is a wedding photo where she stands with Peter on the beach. Peter is preparing the nursery and excitedly shows it to his wife. Renata told Peter that Sal was suggesting she open a bakery. Peter doesn't mind. He's willing to do anything to make his wife happy. The couple danced and enjoyed each other's company. Soon the baby girl was born. Renata often walks with her along the coast, the same one from which the fishing boat with the only passenger, besides the captain, once set sail. The girl who was on board jumped into the deep blue waters. Renata, Sal, Chelsea, Peter, and their friends were having a good time at their house. But suddenly Peter was overcome by some anxiety. After the guests dispersed, Peter asked Renata not to flirt with Sal. This led to an argument between them, during which Peter said that perhaps they rushed into having a child, but it was too late now. After Peter went to bed, Renata went outside to let out her emotions and cry alone. She heard someone sobbing from somewhere along the coast and went to see what was happening. In the distance, it seemed like someone was emerging from the sea and heading straight towards her. In a panic, Renata woke Peter up and asked him to see who it was. But Peter found no one there. A woman's face was peering at them from the bushes. Eva's face. At work, Renata noticed that some woman from the bushes was watching her. She told Peter what had happened, but he thought she was just tired. However, Renata continued to be outraged, as things were appearing in the house without her knowledge. Renata also claimed that she had never been to Amsterdam. Peter showed her a photograph of her in a wedding dress next to him in Amsterdam. This shocked the girl. Peter went outside to cool off a bit and not to say too much to his wife. But he doesn't know that someone is watching him closely from the beach. Peter took Renata to the doctor. Renata complains that she feels tired of having to look happy all the time. After the appointment, Peter asked his wife for permission to go to the karaoke bar with the friends. When the husband returned, Renata staged a scene of jealousy, accusing him of infidelity, but Peter excused himself. Their conversation was interrupted by a baby crying, which only Renata heard. When she mentioned the child, Peter didn't understand what she was talking about. Renata ran to the nursery, but there was no one there. Moreover, the room was not renovated and cluttered with junk. The girl began to have a hysterical fit. Peter didn't rush to calm his beloved. He simply got into the car and went to the bar. There he poured out all his pain to the mysterious stranger. The girl listened to the man, and when Peter ran out of words he leaned in to kiss her, but the girl named Eva pulled away. But neither Peter nor Eva knew that there was a car parked in front of the bar, from which Renata was watching them intently. When Eva left, Renata tried to catch up with her in the car, but Eva fled to the boat on the pier. Renata screamed that she wouldn't let anyone take her husband and her child away. Eva replied that it wasn't her family and not her life. In the end, Renata attempted to take Eva's life, but any wound Eva received immediately appeared on Renata's body. In the struggle, they fell overboard. Eva hurried to swim to shore first. The fishing boat docked nearby, and at that moment Renata leaped out of the water and attacked again. In the end, wounded Renata had to retreat into the depths of the sea, while Eva remained on the shore. Souls desperately try to find their way back to the shore. They just want another chance at love, at embrace, at existence. Chelsea's life goes on, Peter's life goes on, and Eva's life goes on too. She became a singer, just as she dreamed. At some point, she thought there was no going back, and she was stuck in her little world. Eva suffered, thinking that all opportunities were exhausted and there was no choice. But she was wrong.